Unfortunately, fellas, this dating game and the mating relationship, all that stuff, it's not set up for good men. Because the thing about it is, this society we live in, it's very worldly. And first of all, I'm not talking about good men. When I say good men, I'm not talking about fake ass nice guys, right? I'm not talking about these guys that send good morning texts every single morning just so they got the girl's attention, so they can get a piece of that, of that kitty. Okay, the typical nice guy, the guy that's acting super nice so he could get some cat. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about actual good men. I'm talking about good men that have some kind of morals, that aren't out there partying, that have their stuff together, that have their life together. Okay, and their looks are decent too. They don't look bad at all. Their looks are decent too. Those guys, they catch hell in the dating market for the most part. And I'm gonna get into it. This is Tarik Talks, and I will be talking about how a lot of good men are just discounted out of the dating game. Now, not by all women, right? Because there not many, but there are a small amount of women out there that, let me not even say small, they're just not as prominent. Okay, they're not as prominent as this thought culture. Let me put it like that. That hot girl culture of going out, getting hammered, messing with some random guy, rinse and repeat, right? Until they get old and they're like, oh man, dang, now that I think about it, getting ran through wasn't such a good idea. Now I want a husband or something of that nature, right? Which is the case for a lot of these chicks. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of good men, that's what ultimately happens to them, right? But these good men they're not in that scene. They're not in the party scene. They're not trying to be cool, right? They're not trying to, not saying that they're lame, but they're just not trying to be part of this popular culture. They don't do this popular culture. What does it glorify? It glorifies drugs, glorifies drinking. It just glorifies being a degenerate. And a lot of there's men out there that aren't interested in that. They really, truly, and honestly want to build themselves up. Okay, a lot of these guys are successful or on the way to success. They got their head on straight. They're not interested in being like a player and stuff like that. They're focused on their fitness, focused on what their future is looking like. They're focused on family. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys, they get played out here in this market because they're considered what? They're considered lame. They're considered boring. All that good stuff. And this isn't no sob story, because, hey, look, those guys eventually are going to end up with a young lady, right? They're going to eventually end up with a young lady. But like I said, it's like, it's almost frowned upon. And even, let me take it a step further. It's even frowned upon to be a good woman. I kid you not. It's frowned upon for a young lady to be, virtuous, not slang her kitty around left and right. And a lot of times, the main people that will influence a young lady to turn like that are other, are thotties, right? Or chicks that are consistently single and just can't never hold on to a man because they're out here in these streets. But they pretend to be happy, right? They pretend to be happy and single. They're not. They're out here getting tossed around. Okay. But same thing with women. Good women that's something that's lame. A lot of these guys, man, unfortunately, it's the same concept. A lot of these guys that are good men, they get ridiculed for being a good guy. They get ridiculed for trying to do the right thing. They get ridiculed for even wanting to marry. Oh, you trying to get married? This guy is lame. He's so lame. He's trying to build a family and make something out of himself. He's lame as hell. You know? And it's like women don't give a lot of these guys the time of day. You know, they take one look at him and they're like, oh no. You know, nope, he doesn't have no tattoos and he doesn't. And fellas, I'm not even really talking about myself like that, because I know I have my faults. I have tattoos, stuff like that. But I changed a lot of stuff. I changed a lot of stuff to where now I'm like, all that street culture and thought player culture and being cool, the city culture, city boy, city girl, all that stuff. It's like a good man, they see that that's a bunch of nonsense. They see there's nothing good about it. But since we live in such a worldly society, a lot of these chicks don't feel that way. And what's a worldly society really, right? It's pretty much everything revolves around short-term gratification. Dopamine hits. You know, like I said, abusing narcotics, alcohol, you know, social media addiction. Just constant chasing of instant gratification. No kind of self-reflection, no kind of, oh man, you know what? My life is not that great. Let me self-reflect. No, it's all about, I want to have fun. All that, I want to have fun. And they're only thinking about those little moments of fun. Those little moments of fun, they're going to compound into a life of misery. Because, you know, those chicks are going to pay for it. Like I said earlier in the video, a lot of these chicks want to, you know, do all this I want to have fun bullshit. But they don't care about the future. They're not thinking, dang, what is my husband gonna think about this? What is he gonna feel about what I did in the past and all of these weird things that I did in the past, right? So they don't think about that. And unfortunately, a lot of these good men, they don't cut it because they don't have that mentality. They don't have the mentality of, I want to get completely wasted. I don't want to go out to all of these weird clubs and these sketchy environments, and I don't want to do all these criminalistic things. I just want to be successful. I just want to have a good life, and I just want to settle down. And that's considered boring, right? That's considered boring. But what a lot of these chicks don't realize is that's exactly what they need. And this is not preaching nothing, right? First of all, like I kind of said in the beginning, look, this isn't judgmental. You know, you could do whatever you want. It's not about what's right or what's wrong. I'm talking about what is and what isn't, right? And the thing about it is, these guys that are doing all of this stuff in the beginning, as they should, a lot of these chicks see that as lame when they're young, when they're in their, you know, when they're in their stage of hot girl and you know, their H to the Izzo phase. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking it's lame. And then when they get older and they realize that they have nothing to show for themselves, they're like, dang, should have gone for that good guy. You know, I should have gone for that good man. And a lot of these times, right, some of these good men, they're going to build themselves up, right? They're going to have, see, there's two ways that people take heartbreak, damage, and hurt, right? One route is just completely give up, turn to alcohol, turn to narcotics, turn to just not doing nothing useful, right? Turn into a bum that's just giving up on life. Then the other route is, okay, hey, look, I got hurt. This is what happened. You know what? F all this. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back with a vengeance. I'm going to be even stronger. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to hit the gym even harder. I'm going to develop my skills and my sex appeal and all that good stuff. And now these guys are successful, and now they got chicks looking for them. Okay, now they have chicks looking for them because when they were younger, they were sacrificing all of that nonsense. They were sacrificing all of that going out and partying, because innately these guys, it's either the way they grew up or how they were raised, whatever the case is, you know, some shit that they were taught. They know deep down inside that all that low vibrational stuff is not going to get them nowhere. It's not going to get them a good job. It's not going to get them a good future. It's not going to get them a house. It's not going to get nothing. All that stuff is temporary. You know, instant gratification brings absolutely nothing to the table. Am I saying just be completely boring? Hell no, I'm not saying that. Yeah, even these guys have fun, right? Even these guys have their fun. Even these guys go out and they drink sometimes, okay? But for the most part, they're on their grind. They're on their stuff. And it'll show when they get older. Okay? Now, am I saying all of them end up like that? No. But there are a good amount of good men that take that heartbreak, take that hurt, and they use it to their advantage. Okay? But, yeah, they get played. They get played early on. They get played and they get mistreated because they're deemed as boring, because they're not a degenerate. Okay, so anyway, I hope this video helped. Peace.